through the E-Series wall oven in the convection roast mode. So let's start off with what is the roast mode about and why does convection matter? So today we're going to talk about that top heat source with some heat source coming from the bottom. Okay, the majority of your heat is going to come from the top. Why is that beneficial? Because that's going to give us some really ideal settings for roasting meats that are very tender already, like a beef tenderloin, roasting chicken, roast pork tenderloin, and this is going to give us a really nice ability to brown things very nicely. Okay, now it does matter the distance from the food to the top of the broiler. So when we're talking about roasting a beef tenderloin or a pork tenderloin, you're going to be more towards the center of the oven. But when we're talking about a larger cut, like a chicken or a turkey, we're going to want to be more towards the bottom, a little bit farther away from that roast element. Okay. Now, I do want to emphasize that when you use the roast setting, the majority of the time you are going to probably be roasting some kind of protein, and I do encourage you to utilize the probe setting and setting the probe so that you can monitor the doneness of that. So make sure that that meat that you're using the probe on is thick enough to insert the sensor towards the center of that. Now, when we're talking about cooking vegetables and potatoes, we're definitely going to want those closer to the top, probably in the second or the first position, because the vegetables and potatoes we want lots of caramelization on. We're not as worried about them overcooking. We want lots of brown crispiness on those. Okay? Now, if we're talking about trying to time out when we want something done, it's really important to also focus on when we're using a convection setting like convection roast. We need to drop the temperature from an original recipe, say something called for roasting at 400 degrees. If we're going to do it on convection roast, we're going to drop it to 375. The reason why is this oven's going to be so much more efficient at achieving that doneness, and it's actually going to get done in about 25% shorter cooker time as well. So we want to make sure that we're adjusting the temperature. Then we're gonna set that probe if we're doing a protein or a casserole. But from there, we're going to look at that product being done in a much shorter time. Really going to enjoy the convection roast mode on cooking off roast meats as well as your oven roasted vegetables and potatoes and starches. Okay.